look who we have here.
Hey, hello Alex.
Argus once again.
Today, we're in Slovenia, where you'll not only find beautiful mountains, but also beautiful houses.
We're going to take a look at this very special house by the end of the video. Stay tuned.
So I'm here with Aljaž from JELOVICA. You're going to show me the factory?
You will see where wooden prefab houses are made.
Perfect, let's go. How many houses can they produce in one day?
It really depends on how big the house is, you know. For example, we did a multi-apartment building, 16 apartments in 3 weeks.
Wow.
This is the new machine. It's gonna fasten the production because speed is something that really is important nowadays. The wall are being assembled together and then the machine will push the wall forward and then they will fill in the isolation and the layers, the wrapping, and then the machine will turn it around and then we'll do the same on the other side.
Do you know what kind of houses produced here at the moment?
140 square meters, 2 floors. We are using Vidiwall as a material, wood particle cement wall, which means that is more durable, higher quality, and more resistant for humidity.
The window plant of JELOVICA in Gorenja and the main plant in Preddvor are 100% energy self-sufficient. Electricity demand is fully covered by photovoltaics and thermal recovery from wood waste. The surface coatings are applied automatically with eco-friendly glaze systems for protection against fungi and UV radiation.
This is the part where they put the windows inside. The wall gets in the vertical position.
That's a huge window.
Customers often select very high ceilings, up to 2 meters and 70. This is very popular now. And this also means that the windows get bigger. So we get a lot of sunlight, natural light in the house. It's also, everything is protected so that it doesn't get damaged during the...
That's for the transportation. Okay. And these are like the shutters here?
No extra work required on the
plot.
These are aluminum-clad windows.
So the alu gives an additional layer of protection and also looks very nice. Then when the walls are assembled, they get stored here where they wait to be loaded on the truck.
Okay.
These are all made walls and they're ready to be transported. They are preparing the truck.
The house shown here is, at the time of this video's first broadcast, already in Schramberg, Baden-Württemberg. Completion is scheduled for July 2026, and there will be a video then too. Here you can already see the thicker base plaster applied on the instructions of Argus architects to ensure a perfectly even facade.
How many multi-story houses do you do?
Our capacity is around 200 houses per year.
And the wood comes from Austria, I guess.
The wood comes from Austria.
This is the flooring as it goes into the ridge section of a house. You can see the boards are laid across the full area and walkable. And here we have intermediate floor ceilings, on which the construction with underfloor heating and screed is installed.
So this is the office building of JELOVICA?
That's right.
Many people in Germany don't know JELOVICA yet.
Outside Slovenia, it's mainly B2B, Mehrfamilien houses. In Slovenia, it was mostly individual houses, like family houses. There's more and more demand for the wooden houses. Nicer feeling, more comfort.
The people can also decide, do you want to have a turnkey house or you want to do the interior yourself? That's completely up to the client. That's a very nice door. So what do you do in this office building here mainly?
I can answer that question myself. About 100 people work here at the headquarters, including administration and management, planning, engineering, as well as the logistics center. At the window plant in Gorenja Vas, there are another round about 150 employees.
Brainstorming room.
Architecture,
Hello.
engineering, sales, marketing, preparation of drawings and development. Finance, accounting.
And that's all the signs.
The green star among the certificates stands for sustainable production. This is carbon dioxide negative, meaning that more carbon dioxide is stored long-term in the built-in wood than the self-sufficient production generates.
All the management.
There's also film The Boss. So now here we can see the bosses.
All bosses of companies.
Yeah, and we had a nice tour through the factory.
Here's a concept of an active house that we will see at the end of the video.
Aljaž, thank you very much.
Look,
Now we're going to visit a showroom of JELOVICA in the city of Kranj, looking at various wooden doors and windows that are available as standard, as well as options for upgrading. And René is also there.
Hello. Yes, here we have a typical standard wooden door. These are available in many wood designs and also with many fittings. Next, we have a KFW 40 compatible door in larch with a nice long door handle. We have hundreds of front door models and options, both in wood and in aluminum. Let me step through the wooden sliding door.
Here we have a hinged door with a low threshold.
Exactly. This is basically the barrier-free sill, also known as a low profile or zero threshold. So you can check. Where you have a low lift and slide door system, you'd also want your floor-to-ceiling window element to have the same. This isn't available everywhere, so always discuss it with your factory planner and your specialist. The price is approximately 90 euros per running meter.
Only 90 euros.
Yes, here are the door fittings, and on the outside you always have the corresponding long external fittings. These are the interior handles. The window fittings are all from the company Hopp, a German manufacturer. These window handles are standard, and many customers are now asking for black handles, between 12 and 15 euros more per piece. That adds up to around 175 euros for a full window installation on average. A lockable option is available here for RC2, fully lockable, not just RC2N. For RC2, you use lockable handle inserts. If this one costs, let's say, 15 euros, this one might cost 25, but that's the maximum, including the lock. If, of course, many of you buy black handles, we might be able to purchase a little cheaper, but I think it's still a good price. Here, you see the selection of wooden windows for the international market, so not only for the local one. What we have very often is, of course, the JELOVICA 78. You can go with plastic windows, or for the KFW 55 house, the JELOVICA 78, also with triple glazing at no extra charge.
The U value is not significantly worse, but it doesn't qualify for the German standard KFW 40.
And for that, we'd have to take the 78 series with a higher U value and aluminum clad. You can see that here. We then use a UG 0.5 glass unit, and through the aluminum cladding, we create both weather protection and a better U value. From here, we'd be within range. KFW 40 is achievable. And the absolute top option is actually the Premium 92, a 92mm frame depth and an aluminum cladding. Just to give you an idea, take a standard single-family house, let's say 150 square meters. If I upgrade that completely to premium with aluminum cladding, you're looking at around 15,000 euros more, but you have a window for eternity. There's simply no other way to say it. The sustainable wood on the inside and on the outside, the weatherproof aluminum shell that truly is for eternity. You can also nicely match the aluminum to your exterior window sills and your facade. We can produce them in almost any RAL color. You always have the weather bar with aluminum for weather protection, or the aluminum mask that then clads the entire sash.
Here's an example of a marble windowsill.
Actually, also from our standard range, we have 2 and 3 centimeter thickness. That's the 3 centimeter one. And at the back, you have the 2 centimeter thickness.
Let's also look at exterior window sills.
Yes, almost everything's standardized. Laminate and similar options are also available, or as we have for our exterior window sills, powder-coated RAL 7016. And here we have another special feature. We also have the aluminum doors that we recently introduced. Here we have a wooden door with an aluminum cladding, but if I want the beautiful wooden windows and on the outside the weather bar with aluminum cladding, I would make the front door with aluminum. Here you can see it with a fingerprint reader, but it's not currently programmed for me. I can't get in. But the most popular right now are actually the aluminum front doors by PIRNAR with their carbon-reinforced frames and, of course, their fingerprint sensor.
About 5 kilometers west of the main plant Preddvor stands one of the most important flagship projects of the region, the first certified, completely energy self-sufficient active house by JELOVICA. In the area around the city of Kranj, municipal kindergartens were deliberately built in this timber frame construction to provide a healthier indoor climate for children and at the same time minimize municipal heating costs.
Here you can see a so-called active house. It should generate more energy than it consumes. The shading system with the overhangs on the house is also related to the cooling of the house. Our Optima Plus wall system again. And also photovoltaics. A little further along if you want to pan over. You can actually see several generations. Here we have 2026 and there you have 1990. Also built by JELOVICA, of course in a somewhat different architectural style at the time. But you can see that even after a good 36 years, it still looks really great.
And it still has 14 years of warranty.
That's right. And it will probably also stand for the next 50 years. I don't really have any concerns about that.
Here we have a JELOVICA manufactured front door.
Exactly, a JELOVICA front door as an aluminum front door. In the style of PIRNAR. We know that already, with fingerprint sensor. Here then with decorative panels. The electrical installation still needs to be completed.
What I find really cool is that the wooden facade is integrated into the wall.
But it is technically cleanly separated. It must not be rigidly connected to the structure. This too has been thought through and of course adds a bit of character and design to the whole facade. The overhang has two functions. Of course some weather protection, but here the main purpose was actually shading so that heat doesn't penetrate the building too quickly. For the concept of the active house or Energy Plus house.
And the roof soffit is nicely plastered.
Yes, in this case it is plastered. We could of course use wood, but it fits much better here from an architectural perspective if we plaster it. Every customer is the master of their own design and can discuss with our factory planners and architects what works for them in terms of the development plan and also aesthetically. Here, you can also see we have color-coordinated gutters. We now have these in Germany too, the anthracite powder-coated ones. You can now choose these two. Okay, let's take a look inside.
You can find pricing info on both our websites. On the German market, we named the house Vision 148. The number stands for 148 square meters on 2 floors. The ground floor is completely open plan. Living, dining and cooking flow into each other without partitions. The barrier-free lift and slide door opens the entire living area to the outside. Also included in the base price are plastic windows in KfW 40 or, without extra cost, wooden windows in KfW 55 as seen earlier in the showroom. To respect the client family's wish for privacy, we can only show brief glimpses of the upper floor. You can find the complete floor plan on the websites. External Venetian blinds throughout. You have the free choice of roller shutters or external Venetian blinds, no extra charge. And I emphasize once more, all wood applications you see here in the exterior area are included in the base price. I hope you enjoyed our impressions of JELOVICA and this wonderful active house. Take care and see you next time.